And we are wrestling with WWE SummerSlam Night 1. It took place last night, and I think this is the first time we've ever reviewed a two-night show without the second night being present. Usually we do these the week after, so everything's kind of said and done. You know, some technical difficulties on our side. We're recording, a day late. So
More like me getting lost on the way to LA trying to get to goddamn loop. Trying to get to the burlesque show that kind of threw everything off. Let's just keep it a buck. But plus, we also want to get to people our thoughts in real time. Sometimes I wish, we kind of go after the thought, but now we're in the heat of the moment, baby. Let's get to it.
yeah, I mean the nerves are raw at this point. It took place in East Rutherford, New Jersey, at MetLife Stadium. Attendance for night one was 53,161. That seems like significantly less than we are normally. WWE usually does in that arena. No.
Well, keep in mind the last time they did it in that arena, they had people there till 3 in the morning. I know because I was there. so one-stop shop. So trust me, I'd rather have, and I think WWE would rather have two nights of 50,000 where people aren't worn the fuck out than one night of 80,000 and people are complaining about trying to catch a train after midnight.
Right. Capacity is 82,500. So I mean, well below what they could have done.
Oh yeah, but they cut a third of that. Just based on building the stage, they cut a third of that.
It wouldn't surprise me if they actually built a bigger stage just to kind of hide the fact that there was a lot of seats empty, and you kind of
because I would think the stage building would be, because that's months in advance. That's calling an audible like the week of.
Well, I mean, they was definitely not sold out. I mean, there was definitely a lot of
tickets. Yeah, they weren't sold out.
I mean, yeah, it's not.
Yeah, they weren't sold out.
I mean, yeah, it's not WrestleMania, but they should have had more than what they had. And I can't imagine it's not because this card wasn't a draw. No?
Well, there's a lot of factors in it. I keep telling people because it's not, and this is just not just for wrestling, but sports as a whole. Because a lot of our travelers a lot of people that travel for these, especially like these big fours, are international travelers. And international travelers are simply not coming to the States right now out of fear for getting snatched up in the middle of the street like at a Home Depot in LA. I'm dead serious. So, and that's why I say that's gonna, because I mean, that's just part of the game. Florida's already feeling that. Vegas is feeling that. Wrestling's gonna feel it. Not to mention the World Cup and the Olympics are gonna feel it too. So it's just one of those things where it's like a lot of people are boycotting because of the fact that they don't like what the United States is, what time the U.S. or not the U.S. what time the current administration is on right now. And B, they don't want to come over here and mess around and get yoked up because they're tracking people's social media accounts, making sure they ain't talking shit about the president. Like, that's a real thing. So it's a lot of combinating factors because we usually get a lot more international travelers for the bigger four.
And I mean, you could just ask Drew McIntyre about that. He was not let back into the country. Prior to SummerSlam, almost didn't make SummerSlam. So
yeah, so that's a legit concern. Like, and that's gonna hurt not only WWE but AEW. So
That is true. They do get a lot of international people. I it, all of the technicalities and controversies aside, the show as a whole, how did you kind of feel about it?
I mean, some of it we saw coming, some of it I didn't see coming. But then again, that's my midlife crisis WWE viewer years showing me the ropes. But overall, night one was pretty good. I mean, the crowd seemed in tune with it. So that's the number one thing. If the crowd ain't in tune with it, it ain't going anywhere.
Right. Um, Honestly, everything kind of worked for me. I don't. I mean, though, we'll get to it when we get to it, but everything just kind of seemed like it worked. Everybody was doing what they were supposed to do. It, like you said, the crowd seemed into it. I really don't have any major complaints about this show. If I could make just like one, nitpicky, critiquey thing, you know, there, but actually there was at the end, but we'll get there.
Well, for me, Cardi B. Don't bring Cardi B in. Cardi B just out there. Who let it get to the head? Who let really on? Sound like somebody drunk on tea. Who let really on? Wait,
Yeah.
what?
Literally the worst intro to a SummerSlam ever.
She might as well had it just said, who like Hulk Hogan? Who like your Hulk? Who like the Road Warriors? Who like Mr. Perfect? I mean, I'm just going. It's just the voice. The voice. That's all.
Yeah. But we're lucky she just decided not to talk about her vagina. Um,
I mean that the theme song for SummerSlam is literally her taking her coochie outside. So that kind of there's that kind of went over your head, sir. Because what's crazy? They play that song and then I hear it on the radio and it's like this pussy going outside and I'm like that is SummerSlam's theme song.
oh my god, don't you remember Up at 2021?
Talking about Cardi B trying to have a threesome with LeBron and Savannah James. I'm just like, bro, this is the theme song. Like, where the fuck is Flow Rider when I need?
We'll take the weekend at this point.
I mean, Flow Rider didn't have a good album, but that motherfucker had a string of WWE hits.
He did. That is true. But I dare you to find a Cardi B song where she doesn't talk about her vagina.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like it like that one, and the Bruno Mars one. I mean, no, because the Bruno Mars one was a coochie song. Yes, you're right.
Let's get into this matches. Roman Reigns and Jey Uso defeated Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed in 21 minutes and 10 seconds. Literally the best way that they could have opened this show after that stank of Cardi B. Jey Uso looked great in the shorts. Roman looked strong. It was interesting that they both wore black and white. Roman had that insane jump that literally cleared the ropes and cleared Bronson and Braun as well. I think I don't want to say he got injured, but he definitely got hurt on that dive. But it definitely showed a different side of Roman Reigns that we haven't seen yet. Which honestly just told a great story. Roman Reigns matches are kind of always on another level at this point. So yeah, this definitely hit all of the cylinders, so to speak. What say you, Kaliko?
I mean, the best part to me was the entrance because when he walked down the entrance, and I don't think people noticed this, the subtle nod because you know how he usually goes to the corner, looks at the wise man, and at first when he was missing the wise man, he would look to it and he would have some kind of solace, and then he looked at it at the corner, went up the steps and just brushed that bitch off. I was like, now that's storytelling. If you just know it's just that little intricacy, I'm like, he stuck to it. I was like, is he gonna stick to it? He stuck to it. Funniest thing ever is they punch him outside the ring, and Jay Uso decides to run it back, and Roman's like, run it back. Like, oh shit, we on that time. Yeah, we're on that time now. Okay. Like, we on that time. That's a bit. That's a bit.
It's funny
So,
because he was so anal for so long, and he, as everybody knows, he abused Jay for so long, and literally
yeah, he's
he's
usually so meticulous and serious.
yeah, and now he's a tribal chief without a tribe. You know, it's kind of making him act a little bit nicer now. That he's literally lost everybody that was important to him. Kaliko? So yeah, I mean it's just really good storytelling, and I find it. You mentioned Roman Reigns coming out. Bronson Reed last Monday for whatever reason stole Roman Reigns' shoes. Um, Lily came out with Roman Reigns' shoes around his neck like it's some type of title. Like the Jordans or his Ula Fuller or something like that. But yeah. And Kaliko responds.
There we go. I was like, man, I was like, Roman was on Cookout. That was Unc at the Cookout. That was Roman cook. That was Cookout Roman.
Oh yeah. Um, how many stars do you give this one?
I mean, that was a good opening. Roman, I mean, right when I was about to talk about that overshot, I was like, bro, you rusty, because, bro, you bounced out the gym on that one. He bounced out the goddamn gym. He literally overshot. It's like, oh. The pin, people about that. Bronson taking the pin, protecting Braun Breaker in that role. So, I mean, good banger match, 4 stars, told the story, and it just goes to show that they're not ready yet. And if you looked at what happened at the end of the night, now you know why that happened. So, but yeah, solid 4, like entertaining as an opening match.
I agree. Uh, 4 star match. Um, I'm assuming Uncle Dave hasn't released the star rating yet.
Oh, you know him. I mean, it's the same night. Come on, bro. We on the same meal. Fuck Uncle Dave right now.
Okay, we're flying without a safety net.
Fuck Uncle Dave. His ratings don't matter. Our ratings matter more than his.
Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss defeated Rachel Gonzalez and Roxanne Perez to capture the WWE Women's Tag Team Championships in 13 minutes, 30 seconds. Solid match. I think that these girls were in a bad position considering, the banger that they had to follow. But they held their own and they told a really nice little story as well. Alexa, you know, hitting Charlotte. Um, Charlotte could have, let that spoil the match. She didn't. She protected Alexa, and Alexa gets her her first taste of gold in maybe like 3, 4 years. Charlotte kind of getting
And
back on.
Charlotte in too.
Yeah, Charlotte kind of gets back on that horse from earlier this year, just not connecting with the fans. So yeah, it did what it needed to do, and the time allowed it. So this definitely worked, in my opinion. What say you?
Honestly, it was the story. But it's all honestly the biggest story of it is the story of Charlotte to me. Because considering if you've seen her and I've listened to the post show interview and her interview prior to SummerSlam, where she's really taken this comeback like super personal and trying to connect with the fans, but the fans were also realizing, I think, the fans being the fans, thinking Charlotte's just being uberly mean or just uberly upper card, you know.
Right.
Charlotte's always an upper card, and why is he, And honestly, her being with Alexa is showing her the most humanistic side of her.
Right.
Right?
She doesn't show that side as much as she.
Well, that's the other thing too, and this is why I said if anyone has a chance to listen to that Busted Open interview, I implore you to do, because she literally admits it as such, where she admits, hey, I've never been in a position to evolve or to show a human emotion, because keep in mind, we keep saying Charlotte is what? The standard.
Right.
Standard or gatekeeper in the measuring stick. So if you're the measuring stick, every match that you're in is title shots. So her acknowledging that and realizing that, hey, that helped me in my career to be a top tier star, but it didn't help me in my career to develop my character is big, because most people think that she's just doing it to keep herself on top of the food chain, when in actuality she's just so good that every person that they're trying to come up put in that upper tier light has to go through her.
Right.
So her admitting and her knowing that she's actually showing the human side, and her actually crying in this interview that she finally feels accepted by the fans was a huge fucking deal to me. That's a big deal.
I saw a video on but I saw it on Reddit, but I think it was a TikTok that Alexa Bliss posted. And she's in front of the mirror, and like Charlotte has pom poms, and Alexa's like, do the thing, and she's like, no, and she's like, do the thing, and she's like, no, and then she says, do the thing, and then Charlotte does like a little cheer for Alexa.
Yeah, the little cheer,
Yeah.
And that's the point. Like, Charlotte has never been in a position to show that part. Like, Bayley, that's why we like Bayley. Bayley has been in a position to show all of those ranges of to her character.
I mean,
Charlotte hasn't.
Even Becky has shown that side of her as well. But also keep in mind that we kind of came up with Becky. You know, she was the underdog that became the standard. And now she's kind of
That
evolved.
became the egomaniac. There it is. See how that works? It evolved. Charlotte never got a chance to be, uh, uh, even if she was at the top tier, she never got that fall from grace to where people want to invest in her.
You know, I always go back to this. It's the Okada pants version. You know, when he lost the championship to Omega, couldn't buy a win. He started wearing pants and walking around with a balloon. So, you know, it I don't want to say it humanized him, but when you come off such, when he came off such a historic run, it's like what do you do now in order to maintain relevancy? You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
And Charlotte never got that chance because she's always been at the top. But back to this match, that to me was the bigger story, is that the crowd finally accepting Charlotte in that role. It kind of started at Evolution.
Yes.
It kind of started when her and Alexa started popping, but it really took a hold at Evolution. And that's good for Charlotte. Yeah. So the right team won in becoming champions, and the Judgment Day starts the beginning of the descent of the downfall. So that's going to be fun to see how that works. But the right team won,
And low key,
because now it invests them in this friendship. So.
And low key, I'm really happy Alexa Bliss has gold around her waist once again as well. You know, she's definitely somebody that deserves it as well, just as much as Charlotte. So definitely,
Oh yeah.
You know, just a genuinely like good moment. All right, how many stars do you give this one?
Story wise, I mean, it was a 4 with the storytelling. They had to follow, but it wasn't like people were not. There were moments where it seemed like they were uninvested, and sometimes it seems like the moves were. But the overarching story was there between Charlotte and Alexa. The can I trust you? Can I not trust you? You're not my friend. Are you my friend? So yeah, the main plot was there. 4.
I agree. I was on the fence of going 3.5, but yeah, it was a 4-star match for sure. Hit the fields. Alright, and this is where it takes a dip. Sami Zayn defeated Karrion Kross in 8 minutes 10 seconds. Since Sami won, Kross has to admit that he was wrong about Zayn. What a waste of a fucking 10 minutes I've ever seen. Like, what is literally the point of Karrion Kross's character at this point if he's not going to... You know, he lost to Sami Zayn once. Why wouldn't you have him...
Lose again.
A villain isn't a villain unless he gets a win or a comeuppance at some point. When was the last time Karrion Kross actually won a match? He's just a jobber with a mount at this point.
Yeah, I mean, it's almost like there. This has to be a supreme test of like, are you going to take this when you're not getting over in the feud? Because even if you got the win, the feud would have continued, right?
I mean, I would imagine, but I mean, I can't imagine that it's going to continue now. He lost twice.
That is true. I mean, maybe not. But we'll see. I mean, honestly, I thought Karrion, this was a must-win.
And he lost.
And he lost. So, I mean, God knows what that means for him and his character. going down the pike. But it just showed that Sammy was the guy he always said he was.
You know, when
I
he
mean, like,
when he lost that Night of Champions, I was like upset, but at least the next night on Raw, he got some heat back on Sammy. I don't know what he could honestly do on Raw that would make him get his heat back, and me genuinely believe that he's going to be a threat going forward. You know what I mean?
well, well, it's just a matter of whether they think maybe this is the barometer of if he loses the feud, would they still be invested in him?
What do you mean?
Usually, when you give these, kind of like they're giving him the heat or they're giving him the time. People are on him. By him constantly losing, will the people still be invested in him even though he's in a rut? Kind of like no matter win, lose, or draw, Bailey is going to get invested in because people are genuinely connected with him. People have not been really genuinely connected with Carrion until as of late.
True.
So the only saving grace in that, and this is me shooting it at the moon at this point, is that they're trying to see can he sustain the investment that he has. Unless they're just doing him like Zack Ryder, which would be fucked up.
That was the route I was thinking that they're going. Like if there was ever like a Vince McMahonism to Triple H, like it's showing right now with how he's treating Karrion Kross. That that being said, how many stars do you give this one?
Oh my god, 2.5. Because the wrong person won. I mean, I like the story. It's just now, where do people go?
Right. I don't think that this match did anybody favor.
It didn't do anything a favor because Sammy gains nothing from winning other than saying, "I'm the honorable guy that I've always been."
Yeah, and Cross needed to win, and he didn't. So, I mean, yeah, they had an 8-minute filler match, and that's kind of basically it. Yeah, I agree with the 2.5. Alright, we have the WWE Women's Championship match. Tiffany Stratton defeated Jade Cargill in 7 minutes and 5 seconds. I actually called Tiffany winning last week on the show. It made the most sense, and for the time allowed it, they actually had a pretty decent match. Obviously Jade can't go at, that long. I mean, honestly, at this point, I don't think Tiffany could go, too much longer than Jade. So I think that they really hit the sweet spot of showing each girl in the best of light, and the right person won in the end. So everything, in my opinion, worked. What say you, Kaliko?
I mean, this was just a good match of athletic prowess. Honestly, it was a good clash of styles. I, I think this is the best Jade has looked in WWE. To be quite honest, seriously, and it because it was such a clash of styles. It was kind of like a fast, speedy gymnast athlete versus a strong, dominant person. I must say also, this probably is Tiffany's best match. I think this is Tiffany's best match in her title run.
I would agree with that.
To me. To me, this was the best match that she's ever had in her title run. And I think this just shows why they put the belt on her in the first place. And it also shows that just because you win King of the Ring doesn't mean you're guaranteed the title. I know it happened for Nia, but Nia was on a mission. And I don't think Jade. I think Jade and Bianca still got some business, and Jade and Naomi still got some business. So, me personally.
And that's what I think hurt Jade the most. That what made this match relevant and interesting was the looming threat of Naomi cashing in on Jade or Tiffany. They kind of swerved us and had her win the championship on Raw, and now she's a part of that brand. Kind of having that singles run that she's kind of always deserved. But it kind of killed any momentum this match had because the rivalry was Jade and Naomi, and then you remove Naomi from the situation completely. Well, what does Jade really have to gain to winning the championship? And I don't know if you feel this way or this is just how I kind of feel, but I feel like Jade kind of has one foot in and one foot out of WWE. So, you can't really have long-term storytelling with somebody that you're not sure is generally wants to be there, and might ultimately leave as well. Obviously they're keeping her happy with matches like this, but Tiffany's going to be there in 6 months. They've been building Tiffany as, the big baby face that's running the women's division. Has the title run been somewhat lackluster? Yeah. But, if she keeps having matches like this with, people like Jade, it definitely makes her, it adds value to this title run. She had the match with Charlotte, things kind of dipped. The match with Trish wasn't the best. Kind of came back and did something good with Jade. No?
Yeah, but I just looked at it like they wouldn't. I don't think she's one foot in and one out the door because they wouldn't have gave her the Queen of the Ring if that was the case. Asuka would have been, Asuka and Tiffany would have been a crazier thing, right?
I mean, that would have been a great match.
Crazier match.
Would Tiffany be ready for Asuka?
Yeah, that's the thing. I would have thought Asuka would have won. But I just think that she's still got. I mean, Jade's still a little green, so she's still got a little time to go. It sets up for a. Honestly, this match was so. Honestly,
she's Jade.
Jade Green. There you go. But anyways, but to me, this sets up. This match was so good that it's going to warrant a rematch from. It's going to warrant a rematch just based on how awesome it was, right?
Could it?
So, yeah, I think so. I think they would run that back.
But something would have to drastically change. And my personal opinion is either you turn Tiffy or you turn Jade heel. And it would make more sense.
No, you don't necessarily. You don't necessarily have to turn them heel to do it because honestly, this match was a match of This match to me was a match of competition.
you know, if like next week
This
on
match to me, it screamed. It was just more like it didn't even need a story. It was just like who's the better person that day. And right now, Tiffy got her, but barely. When I say barely,
but I mean that's only so interesting for so long. You know, you can't build a match for purely competition over a month span. But you
yeah,
know,
you can. Benoit, Booker T. Best of seven.
oh my god,
Like
are you
they
comparing Booker T and Chris Benoit to Tiffany Stratton and Jade Cargill?
no. What I'm saying is you. No, I'm not comparing them to that rivalry. But what I'm saying is you can set a rivalry out of that because to me, it, Jade literally can ask for the rematch, and I think Tiffy is going to be a person that would give it to her.
If Jade comes out and says, you know, that was a good match, shake her hands, and then decks Tiffy and say, I want my rematch, I'd be more interested in that, if I'm being honest. But, you know, Bianca is coming back sooner rather than later. You know, if you throw her into the mix as well, it makes things more complicated, I'd say. So, you know, maybe you have Tiffany versus Bianca, and then maybe Jade crosses Bianca the match. You know, there's definitely a lot of moving parts that could maybe really work if they do it right.
Yeah, I think so. I don't. That's why I said there's a lot of moving parts in this. I don't. To me, it's not a. I think personally, it's gonna go in the range of a competition. This match was so good that it warrants a run back.
Alright.
Personally, me personally,
How many stars you give it?
this was a based on considering what we saw the previous match. This was damn near 4.5 to me.
And it's only 7 minutes.
What the Tiffy match?
Yeah, it was only a seven. It was the runtime is 7 minutes and 5 seconds.
Man, it felt longer.
It did, but it wasn't.
It felt it felt long as fuck. They got a lot in 7 minutes.
That they did. I feel like it could have
So
been like maybe
I
10 minutes at least.
I mean, I thought that was good 15. I swear to God, I thought that was a 15-minute match.
I mean, Wikipedia might be lying to me, but I feel like
It has to be because that felt like a 15-minute match. Dead ass. That felt like a 15. Now, oh my God! Now you got me looking it up now. Jesus Christ! I mean, that had to have been a 15-minute match.
um,
Because
I'm thinking no.
damn, 7 minutes! Holy shit! They got a lot in at 7 minutes.
They did.
God damn! It actually, holy shit! To say that was Jade and Tiffany's best match, and it was 7 minutes. Holy fuck!
I feel like you're
Whoever
even more
produced that,
impressed.
whoever produced that match needs the award, nigga. Producer of the year. God damn.
And they cut out the anaconda voice at the end.
I swear I thought that was 15 minutes. It felt like 15 minutes.
So does that add to your star rating, or does that deduce from your star rating?
I mean, that's probably the best 5-star 7-minute match.
So you're going
Like
with
Jesus Cristo.
so you're going with 5 stars?
Oh no, but 4.5. A cool 4.5, but hot damn, bro, I thought that was damn. They boy, shit.
I'm feeling pretty generous myself. 4.5.
I was like, wait a minute, 7 minutes and 3 seconds. God.
Considering all the shit that they did, yeah, 7 minutes, fantastic match.
Yeah,
Um,
cause yeah, for 7 minutes, that's a fucking banger,
yeah.
as Sheamus would say.
Um, Speaking of Sheamus, his banger bro, Drew McIntyre, teamed with Logan Paul to defeat Randy Orton and Jelly Roll in 17 minutes and 10 seconds. Um, this was an interesting match. I feel like most of my thought process and my eyes were on Jelly Roll, just kind of analyzing the hell out of what he was doing. Considering,
Mm-hmm.
it's his first match, he's a celebrity, yada yada. Um, did he look green as grass? 100%. Being a 300-pound guy, I kind of feel like they could have told that story a little bit better. That, things don't necessarily affect him as much because, he's a super heavyweight. They kind of told it to a less extent, but it still was there. Um, but considering it's his first match, he's in there with two mega stars and Logan Paul, and he's doing the bumps that he did. That crazy. Logan Paul did a coast to coast from the ring to the outside on him. Not being a celebrity, he could have said that don't work for me, brother, and well, he took it like a champ. So he definitely got some brownie points with me. Um, could they have achieved the same thing in less amount of time? I think so. I mean, if you would have taken maybe 4 minutes off of this match, I think it would have been a little bit more enjoyable. But I think that they did what they were supposed to do. And I give Jelly Roll, all the credit in the world, being the celebrity guest and taking the pin from Logan Paul, which we haven't necessarily seen done, with a celebrity guest coming in. Um, Looking at you, Bad Bunny.
Wait a minute, no. How dare no, we ain't going there.
I
Bad
joke.
Bunny, boy, poor, they wouldn't have made it off the island had Bad Bunny lost that match.
I'm joking. I'm
Just saying,
joking.
they would like he did the right goddamn thing.
was
They
was
did the right goddamn thing.
was Jelly Roll the athleticism and gave the match quality of a Bad Bunny? Absolutely not. Was he the worst celebrity guest match ever? Absolutely not. What say you, Kaliko?
I will say this: I give Jelly Roll a lot of credit because this motherfucker was just he was taking ass whoopings like Dominic's first year in WWE. Like you remember Dominic's first year, and he was just getting his ass worked.
Oh yeah.
That's essentially Jelly. What happened with Jelly Roll, and I give him the utmost props because he took. He's probably the first celebrity I seen take those type of hits. Right?
Right.
Like to take a fucking frog splash off the top rope through a table, I gotta give him props. So even with the minimal offensive move set that was displayed by him, it made sense because you could tell it's his first match. You could the way that match went is the way it usually supposed to go if it was a celebrity wrestling in their first match.
Right. With the very distinct difference being that he took the L rather than the W.
Yeah, with the distinction that he took well, actually, that even makes sense because the weakest of the two take the pin. He's the weakest of the two. He's clearly the weakest in the ring. He was the weakest of the four, so of course it makes sense for him to take the pin. So him taking the pin, that tells me he's either going to this is a long term thing.
Right.
So that's good. So that tells me he's in it for the long haul.
He's telling a
And
story with
and
these guys.
yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Not a
I would
one-off.
not be surprised if he shows up on Raw. The Raw after and they get into it. I wouldn't be surprised if they were in the Hell in a Cell.
You took the words right out of my mouth. I was gonna say that.
Jelly Roll and fucking Logan Paul Hell in a Cell main event.
Roll in a soul.
Who would roll in the soul? The soul of a sinner in this Hell in a Cell. Sells itself.
Yeah, considering that Randy Orton teaming with Jelly Roll was not on my bingo card, I mean, you could literally just throw the fucking bingo card out the window at this point and just, like...
Oh yeah, 2025, just throw the whole goddamn bingo card out the
Yeah,
window.
Jelly Roll teams with Randy Orton. Jelly Roll's gonna wrestle Logan Paul in the Hell in a Cell. Yeah, okay. Yeah,
Jelly Roll takes a fucking frog splash through the tape. Not on no one's bingo card.
Yeah.
I thought his ass was hurt. You know what was funny? Because here's the funny thing. I was texting with a group of people after that spot, and I was like, Jelly Roll, 4 letters, 1 word, dead. And for him to come back and make some offense, get get his shit in, and when that Claymore hit, we knew it was done.
Yeah.
The Claymore cracked. Claymore cracked it. It was it.
How many stars do you give this one?
This is an interesting match. I low key want to give Jelly Roll. Oh, well, Jelly Roll gets a 5 for effort.
Oh yeah.
Now the match, the match itself wasn't the bee's knees, but the person in it performed well. So that's the weirdest part, right? Like the person in it did exactly what was supposed to be done and took shit we didn't think he would take. So that kind of bumps it up. I'm leaning like light 3.5, strong 3.5 to light 4. That's the range I'm in.
Well, maybe my star rating will influence you a bit. I'm gonna give it a 4. This was a 3.5-star match. It understood the assignment. Get Jelly Roll in there. Show him off. Give Randy, let the people see Randy Orton. Um, then you have the unexpected moments of him taking the the coast to coast outside the ring. Jelly Roll taking big bumps that he doesn't necessarily need to take. And the thing that bumped it up to 4 for me was Jelly Roll lost, which was the unexpected. I did not see that coming. Celebrities usually take the W. So for Jelly Roll to take the L, it's an unexpected moment that you say, oh shit, that happened, rather than, yeah, Jelly Roll won. We all knew that was going to happen. I mean, you and me, like, last week, like, it was like, who's going to win the match? Jelly Roll. Okay, move on. So, to say that this match was actually the start of a rivalry, that we'll see Jelly Roll back in the ring again, it's unexpected and it's actually good shit. So that bumped it up to the 4 for me.
Okay, you convinced me. Or I will say this though, with the way Jelly Roll moves, that kind of actually makes you appreciate the big motherfuckers that could move, like a Vader and like and Bam Bam Bigelow's, because them motherfuckers were walking Jelly Roll's rate and then some, and still was doing like fucking moonsaults and fucking Vader bombs and shit, and was moving like a motherfucker.
If this rivalry with Logan Paul and Jelly Roll doesn't end with Jelly Roll giving Logan Paul the same splash to Logan that Logan gave to him, I will call this a fail.
So you telling me you want Jelly Roll big ass to do a coast to coast frog splash on Logan Paul through a table?
Yes, correct.
Oh God, my name is Jelly Roll and this is Jackass. That's basically what you might as well just like. I mean, you might as well just say that.
Well, that brings us to the last match, the main event. This match that everybody wanted to see, and that is the World Heavyweight Championship match. CM Punk defeated Gunther in 30 minutes and 20 seconds. My God, what a match. Gunther, if there was ever a match of an execution, it was Gunther just, just destroying CM Punk. Like, he literally slaughtered CM Punk, like, but, I do feel like it just kind of went slightly longer than it necessarily had to, with all the punishment CM Punk got in the match, and it was significant. For the amount of time that he was in there, to come back and, get the W on Gunther. I mean, it's good storytelling, and it makes sense for, what happens after, after this. But it could have gone a little bit, shorter to kind of sell the believability that he could actually come back from the beating that Gunther gave him. I mean, it's a small critique, but it was still a good match.
Honestly, I think it was more Gunther's cockiness getting the best of him.
Right.
Because that was the first time I've seen Gunther hit his move, the power bomb, and don't go for the pin.
Right.
And when that happened, I was like, oh, he's lose. Well, one, I knew Punk was winning when Jelly Roll took that fucking frog splash through the table. But but also when that happens, because that is so out of character for Gunther. and it was just like it was almost like he was parading around. And I usually never see a Gunther parade around
Right.
until after the match is done. Um, it also was good in telling a story that Gunther never really saw blood in a match before in WWE.
I don't
So
remember.
the belief
Yeah, Kento getting color.
in WWE,
Yeah, I don't remember him getting color.
yeah, that's my saying. That's the first time I seen him like get busted open, unless it was a busted nose.
I mean, his chest got would bleed every so often, but you know,
Oh, I
that's
thought that was Punk. He was beating the shit out of Punk.
right.
Punk was getting beat blue black. Like,
Right. But talking about Gunther, I mean, I like you said, we've never seen him get color before.
yeah. So it made sense that it freaks him out that he's bleeding in the match.
Right.
Um, it also made sense. I mean, it's funny. I when they brought that stat up, I was like, holy shit. And it was like, bro, he's only lost 4 matches up until this point in WWE. And I was like, damn, I could name them all.
Right. There was the one against Dragunov.
Dragunov, Braun Breaker,
He lost to Braun Breaker.
in NXT,
Okay, in NXT. Then
Sami Zayn,
Sami Zayn, Cody Rhodes,
Jey Uso,
and Cody Rhodes.
and Cody Rhodes. So he lost 5.
Yeah.
So why the fuck they get 4?
I think maybe they didn't count Dragunov because it was in NXT. But then again, Braun Breaker was in NXT too.
Yeah, that's what I would have thought. But either way, the fact that fucking that I was like, holy shit, that's a crazy ass record. But it was just if Punk winning was justifiable, and Punk got the moment that he was longing for since he got back. That moment of becoming, and I had my Punk shirt on. I still got my Punk shirt on. I was rooting for him. I told you he was gonna win. Like, he didn't come back, but I saw this cash in coming. I told you, I was like, the only way he would win is if Seth cashes in, because
Right.
I think this is the second time. This is the second time he's won at SummerSlam and did not walk out as champion.
The first one being Del Rio.
Yep.
Mhm.
So I kind of figured it was coming, right?
Oh yeah.
Uh,
And I think everybody was ready for it too because like Punk was celebrating in the ring and like you could kind of hear like a pin drop and everybody was looking towards the entrance. So everybody was
yes,
kind of ready for it too.
yes, and for people who kept yelling like, and it was funny because I was texting in a wrestling group chat when I was, I get consensuses with this, and the guy and one of the people that I chat with, he works for WWE, so we're always like going back and forth. So my insider, he told us like that the concern for the injury was indeed legit. Like going to see Dr. Andrews and getting the scope and trying to make sure, all that was true. And I just told him, well, that can be true. And it is also true that due to the unfortunate injury to Liv, it kind of gave away Seth not being totally injured.
In what way?
Because usually with these injuries, like when Liv hurt her shoulder, they were like, "Oh no, she's done. 8 months gone." Right?
Yes.
Seth got hurt. They kept yelling he's gone till next year, but we've seen where he's been hurt and he's been legit gone the next year. They will announce that shit.
True.
So the unfortunate injury of Liv and how they responded, then 3 weeks later, Seth getting injured and how they responded to the person who knows this stuff or who is into it, you could kind of make the argument, okay, yeah, he might have been legit. The injury might have been legit. He took a couple weeks off, came back, got the belt. But no one was believing he was gone till next year.
I mean, it kind of tells you, another giveaway was that Paul Heyman kept saying, he's
Next year.
He's gonna be out for a long time. He's gonna be out for a long time. And obviously Paul Heyman, one of the biggest liars in pro wrestling. So
Mm-hmm.
it did kind of make sense for I mean, it could have actually been, and they were just kind of waiting things out. But I mean, obviously, he wouldn't have won the world championship if he wasn't, ready to actually wrestle again. So obviously, there was just
Mm-hmm.
like a blimp or a boop or something weird happened during that match with LA Knight. Um, and yeah, he's okay, and he's ready to continue.
Mm-hmm.
I do think that it was the right call, and the way that they did it was fantastic as well. He's coming out on the crutches, you know, antagonizing CM Punk. He's walking back. He throws the crutches away. He takes the cast off. It's so dramatic, but it's WWE at the same time. So yeah, it worked masterfully.
Oh no! What made it sell was when Punk's face when he raised the belt and Seth's music hit the moment he raised the belt. I was like, oh shit! The moment that I was like, oh fuck, here we go, it's over. I see Punk fans here going, fuck, it's over. Because his face, he knew, he fucking knew.
How many stars you give this one?
I mean, between him and Charlotte getting cashed in on, Jesus. Wait a minute, I think him. Who else has been cashed in on? It's crazy because it's crazy because he's won the Money in the Bank twice, and yet he has been cashed in on twice.
So yeah,
Fucking nuts.
I feel like this
Fucking
is just
crazy.
Drew McIntyre's revenge. That you cost me the Money in the Bank last year. Now it's only right that you got cashed in on.
I know. Where's Drew McIntyre's Twitter? Because he's probably like, karma, bitch.
Yes.
I mean, no one's cutting backflips and high fiving cats more than Drew McIntyre right now.
Oh yeah.
He had a good night. Good, good fucking, good fucking.
She's back in
CM Punk
America.
was champion. Oh, now that's nuts. CM Punk was champion for 5 minutes. You know
But
who else was champion for 5 minutes?
Drew McIntyre.
Drew McIntyre.
Yeah, karma. It's a bitch.
Oh, it's a bitch, bro. It's yeah, yep. Drew McIntyre. I'm already on his Twitter. Karma. He's like, I'm gonna have to say something. Karma is a hell of a thing. You deserve it. Congratulations, Seth. You deserve it. And karma is indeed a bitch. So the triangle is going to continue between those three. It's gonna be interesting.
It is. I mean, I don't know where Drew McIntyre goes from here, but
I mean,
there's
he's
definitely
gonna stay in the upper title picture, but I think he could legit. I mean, honestly, at this point, there's so many people that are vetting that. You can easily, I mean, Drew Punk, Gunther, Seth, like that's five. Those five are going to be, or those four. Drew, Seth, Punk,
Gunter.
Gunther. Yep, those four are going to be in it. I think that's the rotating, and not even including Roman. That's five. So you got
No, no, no,
Jay,
Jay.
six. Huh?
Roman is only going for the WWE Championship. He's not going to be holding no heavyweight championship.
But he's a Raw guy. So my point is that, but but here's the thing. He's got to. Even though he won tonight, the war is not over with him and Paul
Right.
and Seth. So that's my point. Like, there's so many directions that Seth can go through, and that's why I say what we were talking earlier. That's why I think Punk Rollins is going to be main eventing 42 because I don't see Punk. I see Punk trying to get a rematch. I also can see Roman getting a title shot. I see Drew getting a title shot. I see Gunther getting a title shot. I see Jay getting a title shot. So I see so many people that are viable contenders and have legit reasons to go after Seth before they can run it back to Punk.
And I was kind of under the impression that we were going to see Punk versus Rollins in Hell in a Cell in October.
Well, we just said it's Jelly Roll and
Yes,
Logan Paul.
but that was before that we decided on that. But the blow, I don't. I mean, despite how long things have already gone between Punk and Rollins, now that, both guys are, actually healthy and able to compete, I don't know how you extend this until April. You know what I mean?
Well, you can extend it within Punk because you still got the story of Punk and Roman being scarred by Heyman. They never solved that yet.
Correct.
You still got Jay trying to get back on that horse, and it's gonna have to come at the expense of Roman. Um, you got Drew, who even though he's like high fiving cats right now, uh, he's still gonna want to have a shot at the title. Um,
Right.
I see who else? I see.
And obviously, Breaker and Bronson are going to be, the gatekeepers to get to Seth Rollins as well.
That is true as well. I mean, there's a lot of ways we can go through it. It's It's gonna get there. Seth has a lot of winding roads because he's at this point he's the king of the castle, but that doesn't mean everyone likes the fact that he's the king of the castle.
Right. All right. Well, there's definitely hopefully interesting WWE TV to go around the next couple of months. Can't wait to see Jelly Roll versus Logan Paul in a Hell in a Cell. That should be
Oh
fun.
yeah, it's happening.
Yeah. But for now, I think we should conclude our coverage of SummerSlam. But actually, wait, we didn't give this a star rating. CM Punk versus Gunther, how many stars?
Uh a good 4.5. I'm like I want to say 4.5. It's my guy. Fuck it. It's 4.5. I said he was gonna win. He won. Even though the way Gunther went about it was kind of out of pocket, but considering it's Punk and he kind of wanted to gloat over it, it makes sense.
Right. I'm gonna stick with a solid 4. Alright, that will conclude our coverage of WWE SummerSlam Night 1. In this
Yeah,
episode,
look at us. Live in the flesh right now.
yeah, literally the day after it debuted.
We're doing it live. We're doing it.
That will conclude this coverage as a whole. Join us next Saturday as we do a review of Night 2 of SummerSlam, and whatever happens in the G1 coming up as well. Thank you for listening. If you like what we're doing, please like, subscribe, comment, but on YouTube and Castbox. This was sponsored by Rogue Energy and Player One Coffee. Join us this Tuesday as we interview Lou O'Farrell, and this Wednesday as we interview Morgan McClay. And join us every Tuesday and Wednesday for new incredible interviews. And follow the show at Wrestling with E, but on X, Twitter, and Instagram for information on who we're interviewing, when we're interviewing them, links to those interviews, and so much more. Follow me personally at JamesJ993. Where can we find Kaliko?
See, I am Kaliko, and this time, 3 weeks from now, I'll actually have Chronicles from Lucha Babu. But until
we haven't gotten Chronicles from WrestleMania yet, man.
oh man, you're right. I owe you WrestleMania, Trick A,
Money
AEW, Money in the Bank. Oh man, yeah, we gotta get it. Time for us to get back. We got. You know what? Now since I got lost, I got 3 weeks to recover from that. I got 3 weeks to recover.
For Kaliko Johnson, Scooter Dust, I'm James Shea, and this has been Wrestling with Entertainment.
5 minutes and a jelly roll, frog splash through a table. Fucking A, man. SummerSlam Night 1. Thumbs up. I mean, I think so.
Hey, folks, this is the Colossal Mike Law, and you are listening to Wrestling with Entertainment. Enjoy the show. Support these guys. We appreciate it very much. We'll see you at ringside.